The following Best of Central Florida program is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
Welcome to the Best of Central Florida. As always, joined by my beautiful co-host, Makaila Nichols. Hello, Makaila. How are you?
Great.
One of our favorite cities in all of Central Florida. What is it?
Winter Park.
We love Winter Park. So many things to do, so many great businesses, so many friends that we have who own businesses in Winter Park. That's why today we are going to do the best businesses in all of Winter Park. I'm super excited.
I mean, why wouldn't you not be?
So here's what we're going to do, a very quick break. When we return, the best businesses in all of Winter Park.
The Best of Central Florida, Makaila's Choice, is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
I spent a ton of time in Winter Park, and when I'm there, I'd like to take care of myself, to be honest. So Makaila's Choice for best business in Winter Park is my friend over at Bliss Beauty, the founder, CEO, boss babe. I am joined by Alyssa Walk. So happy to have you on.
Thank you for having me. So good to be here.
Yes, and you've been on before because you're absolutely crushing it, and now you're on your third year in business?
Third year. I'm so excited to be announcing that. But yes, this month exactly, 3 years.
Wow.
And it's due to all the hard work and really how much you care about everyone that comes to see you at Bliss
yes.
Beauty. And you know, earlier we were talking about like skincare and the importance of it. And my mom, like, let's say she wants one product, whereas I want 5, and I want to come see you and figure out what, you know, what's right for me. How does that happen with you?
Well, when a client comes in, we always sit down and talk to them first. We want to address their concerns, what really is bothering them about their skin, or if they don't really have any concerns and just want to prevent aging. So we definitely walk through all of their main factors for the skin, and then of course we're going to recommend them a nice starter treatment and then gradually work their way up. We don't want to do anything too crazy. I'll never recommend 4 to 5 products in one sitting. It's all about, you know, taking that first step with anything. Yes,
definitely, and finding the right product for you, I think, is totally important. You know, talking about aging, how do we prevent it? We live in Florida. It's hot. The sun is not our friend, you know, most of the time. But how do we prevent aging?
So the biggest thing to prevent aging is definitely going to be your sunscreen. You know, we are in Florida. It's super hot all the time, and on top of that, there are environmental aggressors, pollen, a lot of things that are just naturally getting into our skin, even if we are wearing makeup. So super important to stay hydrated, and then of course SPF is your best friend. If there's anything I tell a client is please wear SPF daily. That's all.
Yeah, I've heard that one a couple times. Sometimes I'm not great at it, but you know, I try.
Right. We gotta. The effort is all we care about for sure.
For effort. And you know, talking about effort, sometimes like as a woman, the last thing you want to do is put on like a ton of makeup. And like I love getting my lashes done. So tell us like a little bit about that.
So lash extensions are our client's best friend. You know, you get to wake up, you have perfect lashes, pretty
You're
much
ready to take on the day.
Yes, you pretty much just brush and go. So it's a big lifestyle for a lot of our clients. And then again, you know, it's easy maintenance. So coming in every 2 to 3 weeks, it's something that you can manage and then still wake up every day looking fresh and beautiful.
And so now maybe someone's watching, they've never had that done. Do your lashes, like your real ones, do they grow with the others? How does that work?
Yes, absolutely. So a big question that new clients ask are lash extensions damaging? Are they going to make your lashes fall out? And absolutely not. I've actually been getting lashes my whole career. So for about like 7 years, I've been getting lash extensions. So your natural lashes will actually grow with your extensions, which is why every 2 to 3 weeks, your natural lashes will shed, and that's when you come back and get your refill appointment.
I love it.
Yes.
I mean, who doesn't love good lashes?
Yes.
And another thing, semi-permanent makeup, because putting it on in the morning, again, can be a little bit frustrating. You have semi-permanent makeup services at Bliss.
Yes.
What exactly do you do?
So with our clients, you know, the biggest thing is we want a simple routine, whether it be skin, brows, lashes, we just want to wake up and go. So with semi-permanent makeup, we specialize in eyebrows. So we have everything from microblading, which is a very natural technique. It gives the impression of hair inside of the brows. And then we also have more semi-permanent services like an ombre brow, where they have that perfectly filled in makeup brow every day. So, you know, you don't have to do much, but just wake up and go.
I mean, hey, that sounds perfect. I
Yes.
mean, not only are we're covering skincare, we're covering lashes, brows, the whole gamut.
Yeah. Definitely,
right?
yes.
And you do it with a smile on your face, and you really form like such a great relationship with your clients, and that's how you keep, you know, growing your business 3 years.
Yes, yes, it's very important. Our clients are everything, and so it's big for us to just make sure that they have a nice, healthy lifestyle for their beauty maintenance. Of course, preventing aging is, you know, our #1 goal for whatever we do, and then of course, just making you feel beautiful. That's the best part about what we do.
Well, you do a great job at it.
Thank
and if
you.
you want to feel beautiful and you're over in Winter Park, do yourself a favor and stop by and see Alyssa at Bliss Beauty.
The Best of Central Florida, People's Choice, is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
You have spoken, the people have spoken, and People's Choice for Best Winter Park Business goes to our wonderful friends. We love them. And it's something you know a lot about too. Constantly Healthy Counseling and Coaching. Constance Nelson is here. Hi, how are you?
Good, guys. So happy to be here.
We're happy
Thank
to
you
have
for having me.
When you talk about health, you think, you know, heart attack, stroke, but there's mental health as well. How important is mental health to our overall health?
Well, I think it's almost just as important. We partner with a lot of doctors that do send us clients that not only are they having illnesses within their bodies, but they're also having that mental illness as well, or that ability not to organize their thought processes. And when they do that, they get stuck in negative cycles. And that manifests in their health as well. So when we do both, when we're partnering together, we get that whole holistic healing.
Yeah, my concern sometimes is when someone is struggling mentally, so, you know, doctors will just throw medication at them. That's not you. That is not what you guys do.
No, we try to partner with holistic doctors.
Yeah.
I don't mean like doctors that like witch oils or snake oils and things like that, but real MDs.
Right.
They're looking for outside of the box. And anxiety is not a disease. And I think people get confused, like I have depression disease. No, you have a disorder, and that means it's curable. I have anxiety disorder, that means it's curable.
Yeah.
So it's not diabetes. So I think people get a little confused sometimes what that looks like.
You know, countless couples, you've saved their marriages or their relationship. You really have a solid focus on couples therapy.
Yeah.
What do you do? When do I know it's time to come see you?
Well, don't come too late.
You're right.
Because it's going to be expensive. So I tell my couples, bring your credit cards.
Yeah.
Don't wait so long. It's important. And watch the therapist that you get. A lot of times people come into therapy, couples come in, they've been to therapy before and it doesn't work, but it's because they had the wrong therapist or they were doing a transactional model, which is something that you do when you go to a lawyer when you're getting divorced.
Yeah.
So they get very confused. You cannot talk your way into a better relationship. You have to feel your way into it, that EQ, and a lot of couples don't know how to do that.
How long should I count on coming to see you? Is it one visit and our relationship's fixed?
Well, we're good. We're
He's
pretty
new in the
good.
mental
I'm
health
new into
space.
mental health.
We're good at it for sure. We definitely pack that first visit. Me and my co-counselor,
Yeah.
he's a gentleman, Eric Westine. We do this together as a couple. So when we're bringing our couples in, they feel comfortable. We open up this model to show needs conversations versus connection conversation. And it really just depends on the client. It depends on the couple how much work they want to do.
Right.
We give them homework and structures, but if they leave their folder on the dryer and they don't pick it up and they're not working on their relationship, then the relationship is not going to get any better.
I think sometimes when people like hear like couples therapy, they think like that's like a bad connotation, right? So, you know, how do you have that conversation with your partner? Like, hey, I think we should talk to someone, or, you know, not that there's a problem with your relationship, but just trying to improve it.
We use I, my, me conversations and not you conversations. We get stuck in needs. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. No, I need this because I want to feel better. This is happening to me. And when I can own these feelings, I can create a container for my partner to step into so they don't feel criticized, defensive, or they won't feel stonewalled that I'm bringing them into the conversation. But if I'm you, and I'm flowing all those contemptuous statements, they're probably not going to be very receptive. addicted to therapy.
How has the pandemic affected relationships?
Ooh, it either made them or break them.
Really?
Yeah. So I pitched a tent in the backyard of the agency I was working in because I was like, wow, am I a frontliner? Can I do this? So I did a hybrid. So I did a little bit inside with masks, and we did in the backyard in a tent. And either my couples thrived and they did amazing and they figured it out, or they were drinking. Drinking was a big problem.
Oh, I bet it was.
Yeah, have you guys been drinking? We have. Do not have conversations when you're drinking.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
No, it never works out well, no.
What a great thing you're doing. Keep making us all proud over in Winter Park. Constance, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
By all means, if you're feeling stress, you're feeling anxiety, you've got to call our friends, and they're great. They're fantastic. You know it, over at Constantly Healthy Counseling and Coaching. Quick break. We'll be right back with Justin's Choice.
The best of Central Florida, Justin's Choice, is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
This episode is super important to me, super important to us, because we love Winter Park, but it turns out some of our dear friends run businesses in Winter Park. I love it, and how could we ever leave out our good friend Dan Brigman, Renewal by Andersen. Dan, welcome to the show.
Justin, Makaila, it's great to be here.
Congratulations. We are proud of you. Winter Park is proud of you. But Renewal by Andersen, what an unbelievable company that you have. What's the coolest thing you've seen Renewal by Andersen do?
Am I allowed to cry on the show?
You can, sure, by all means.
I gotta tell you a story that happened in Winter Park. Vietnam vet, and whether you're for the military or not, this story's going to touch you and it's going to break your heart.
I'm not afraid to say
and,
it.
Yes, definitely.
So a gentleman, Vietnam vet, had come down with pancreatic cancer and had a family that he had to support. It was his only income, and his dying wish was, I just need some new windows and a roof for my home. Renewal by Andersen got wind of it. We went out there and we just made a decision and said, you know what? We need to take care of this guy. Oh. And we gave him free windows. And his words were this, about 2 weeks before he died, we went out there and he said, all I wanted was somebody to take care of my kids, and you guys did it. And I'm going to tell you, man, there was not a dry eye in the house.
But that is Renewal by Andersen. It's a fantastic company to work for, but you know when it's such a great company to work for, that's also how they treat their customers as well.
Yes, you know, you've heard me say it before. It's our people, it's our process, and it's our product. We have a culture that is this. We treat your home as if it is our own. And when we get inside, we treat you as if we are your family. Because you are our family. Renewal by Andersen.
I love it. And, you know, you're obviously part of the leadership team there. Huge presence now in Central Florida, but this is a nationwide company as well.
Yeah, we're pretty big. We're a little over $6 million big, and the whole corporation over $10 million. And but we've got a lot of great things going on. And as a matter of fact, if I have a moment, I'd share with you one last cool thing that just started.
I'd love to hear it.
There's a lot of needy people in this world, but sometimes we can make a difference in just the area we're in. And we made a decision here lately. There's a lot of people without homes. There's a lot of kids without things that they just want. Renewal started a program, Renewal in Central Florida, Tampa, and Jacksonville, that what we do once a month is we do a big foundation giveaway to needy children and needy families. And look, there's no glory, you know, there's no bragging rights there. It's just our heart. That's what we want to do. And I truly believe, because of the people we have working for us and the attitude that they have about working for us is why we won Best Place to Work 2 years in a row.
Really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I get to brag a lot today.
You do. I
Hey,
like
as
that.
you
I don't
should.
want to talk about windows today.
We obviously love your wife Patty as well.
Yeah.
You guys are
Yes.
very tight. You're just a great family and really a great family environment over at Renewal by Andersen. But we talk a lot on the other show, you have a real estate show, about the quality of your product is really second to none. It's a no-brainer when it comes to windows.
Yeah, well, you know, Andersen, Renewal by Andersen's been around since all you Harley riders out there since 1903.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah, and so we've had time to perfect our product. And so in 1971 is when Renewal by Andersen came out with their 33 patented product window that nobody else in the industry has, and it has taken the country by storm.
Oh, love you, Dan. Love you, buddy. Good to see you, pal.
Great to be here.
Love
Crushing
Renewal
it.
by Andersen.
Yes.
Love Dan Brigman. And finally today, so proud to have some good friends of ours. His wife Valerie taught you some things.
Yes, she did.
John Ledford has taught me some amazing things about wealth and how to build wealth, how to not lose all of your money to taxes. Fortress Wealth Group. John, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you both for having us.
I just want to kind of get right to it, okay? Because a lot of people don't know who to trust when it comes to money. Money is really quite important to people, and sometimes they'll go to like these big box stores they see on TV.
Yeah.
Your strategy with people's wealth is just simply different.
Yeah, it is different. And you know, typically the journey with a financial advisor is they do some type of a plan, and the plan usually comes on the back end with some kind of a sacrifice. Like you can get to these goals, but you can't get to these goals unless we make some specific changes, and it usually means sending lots of money towards a strategy. I'm not opposed to that. It's an okay way to do it, but it's a little bit backwards. What we do is we start with an approach that says you're probably paying too much in taxes.
Right.
And the IRS came out recently with an announcement where they said the average business owner pays 30% too much in taxes. And for all of us, taxes are our largest bill. So if someone comes to meet us, we take all their tax information, we do an internal, external review, and we come back to them and say, we found you money. We found where we can save you thousands to tens to hundreds to, in some case, millions of dollars in taxes that you're currently paying. And so now when we go start the planning process and the investment process, we're starting 3 steps ahead of the game.
Right.
Because we're taking current income you're already spending and deploying them elsewhere and still putting more money in your pocket. So no one has apprehension when they come seeing me and my team. They're just excited all the time because we're finding money for them. You made a great comment when we were talking one time and you said, man, if someone can save significant dollars on their taxes, imagine how that will supercharge their retirement. You're exactly right. So if you want to retire with more, or you want to retire faster, or you have other goals that are important to you, they're all achievable. And if the IRS is right about the 30% number, that's a lot of savings for a lot of people.
It always surprises me that financial planners don't focus on what you do, but what you do has been incredible. And the people that we know who have come to see you all have rave reviews, and that's hard to do, especially in your business, especially over these last 2 years, to keep these clients happy. How have you done it?
Yeah, so I think part of it is, and I'll give you a great story. I have a certain client, we'll call him Rick, okay? and Rick is a very successful salesperson. And so he also, along with having a large income, he also has a large asset base, and we manage that asset base. And so Rick oftentimes would come to the office and we would play an old game that I would call my mutual fund's better than your mutual fund, right? Which I think is a loser's game and it's not a fun conversation. Yeah. And after a few rounds of that, ultimately we created a tax plan for Rick. And then we encouraged him to implement it. And ultimately his savings from the tax strategy was worth a 10% return on his investments of his portfolio. So guess what we never talked about ever again?
What's that?
My mutual fund's better than your mutual fund, right? It's no longer relevant, right? So fees become less relevant. You know, the mutual fund game becomes less relevant because we can quantify real value add in the arena of tax savings and other strategies we use.
You spent a lot of time early on with your clients or potential clients. How important is that time you spent to really understand their desires, what they have, their current situation versus where they want to be? How important is that?
It's huge. It's incredibly important, you know, and I think often about one of my oldest and largest clients in a meeting we had maybe 10 years or so ago. And at the end of that meeting, husband and wife come to every meeting, which I love. And but the wife said to me, she said, you know, you're probably the most important person in our family.
Wow.
And she said, you know more about us than anyone on the planet. And you know, my opinion is advice needs to be personalized, but it also needs to be personal. And I need to know people. I need to know what's important. I need to know not just what their goals are that we can quantify, but what's really important to them.
Sure.
You know? And building a financial plan, in my opinion, building a real strategic financial life plan requires a lot of intimacy. And so we spend a lot of time on the front end and throughout the relationship. And so I get in people's grill, you know, it's important.
It's great. Yeah, we're happy to know you as well, John. Great job as always. Good to see you. We're happy to know John.
Yeah. John's great.
Awesome
And Valerie.
family. But trust me, you are going to be happy that you have called Fortress Wealth Group. And I already have a QR code here on the screen, or call the phone number. You will not regret it. Winter Park. Who would have thought? We know we love the restaurants and things, but some of our dearest friends are there. Some of these best businesses.
With the best businesses.
I know. I love it. Good job today, as always.
you.
Special thanks to our WKMG-based crew. And by the way, this show would not be possible without a young man who's turning 50 today. Can you believe it?
I know.
Philip Deems, our executive producer. We love you, buddy. You truly are part of the family. Say happy birthday to Philip.
Happy birthday, Philip.
Most importantly, thank you for joining us today and every weekend. See you again next Saturday for more Best of Central Florida. Do I ever have a very special gift for you today? Compliments our good friends over at Universal Roof and Contracting. 15% off your roofing job. The roof is the most important part of your house. No doubt about it. Welcome my good friends as always, Justin and Corey. Hi, how are you today?
Good, man, good. Thank you.
The roof is the most important part of the house, but sometimes deciding who your roofing company is going to be is the most important decision as well. Culture is everything.
Sure.
When determining who's going to do your roofing job, Universal, the culture over there blows me away. Trustworthy. Tell me about the culture at Universal.
Yeah, I mean, 30 years in the making, right? Family-owned, veteran-owned, same name and ownership over the past 3 decades. We're so proud to be so rooted in Orlando, and we have offices in Jacksonville and Southwest Florida, but the honest approach, the integrity we carry, working transparently with insurance companies and homeowners alike. I mean, we approach roofing the way an honest company really should.
Trusted by some of the biggest sports teams in Florida as well.
That's right. That's right. We this past season we were the one of the partners with the Jacksonville Jaguars, which was awesome. They had a great season this year too. And then just coming next month, the XFL, the Orlando Guardians. We are the official roofer for the Orlando Guardians, so we're excited to go out to those games and see everybody there. So it'll be great.
A roof can be expensive. You created great programs to make this roof not cost prohibitive for me.
Yeah, I mean, last thing we're going to do is take food off people's plates to afford a roof. So we have a ton of flexible financing plans that just keeps things very liquid for homeowners, even if they don't want to use their own money, even if they have it at the time, you know, so we offer that as well for every roof replacement.
I have this QR code on the screen right now. Get your phone out or go to their website, but the QR code will go directly to Justin and Corey, and literally you get 15% off. But guys, you're going to come to my house and tell me what I really need, honestly.
Absolutely, yeah. Free inspection, first of all. It does cost nothing for us to come out. We're going to sit down with you, hear what you like about your roof, what you don't like about your roof, what problems you've had, and come up with a custom scope of work that makes sense for you.
Always a pleasure to see you both. There's only one company we trust when it comes to roofing. That is Universal Roof and Contracting.
The preceding Best of Central Florida program was sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.